Folks, as you can see, we have tons and tons of square and rectangular reject tubing. This is new material and it has a lot of uses. The most common question I get, or our salespeople get, is why is it reject? Number one reason, material is reject, it's cut the wrong length. You see a few longer ones sticking out and you see a few shorter ones. But all in all, if you're cutting this up, put it in a fence, put it in a barn or something, it's not that big a deal. The next most common defect that you're going to see in new reject tubing is what we call a mill ring. A mill ring is where the beginning of one coil and the ending of another coil come together. So here's another defect that could cause a piece of square and rectangular tubing to be reject. You're looking at it right now and you probably can't see it through the camera, but basically what it is, it's just a seam that didn't get welded. When this is going through the mill at 200 or 300 feet per minute, if there's a little blip in the electricity, then there'll be a section of the tubing that doesn't get welded. Now this particular piece of pipe, about half of it is that way. And I'm going to put my knife right down here and stick it in that seam, and I can get it in there maybe 1/4 of an inch. But that illustrates, you know, what an unwelded seam looks like. And typically, if guys are using this for fence posts, it doesn't hurt anything. Yeah, water can get in it, gets out the same way it got in. If you're using it in a building or something, you just turn it down or turn it to the back and nobody sees it. It really doesn't affect the structural strength of it at all. This is all 6-inch square, 3/16. It all looks gorgeous. I see one mill ring right here. Other than that, I don't see anything. And bear in mind, folks, when we ship this stuff to you, we can't sell it at these prices, take the bundles apart and put them back together. So we're just going to judge the pipe just by the way it looks, just exactly like we get it. Now this is the rarest of all defects. This hardly ever happens on anything over 11 gauge, and that is when we get a piece that has a malformed or gaping split in it. Now if we see this, we're going to kick it out, but if it's concealed in the bundle, you may end up with it. But at these prices, you won't care. Speaking of prices, we have this tubing priced less than half of what you will pay for it at your local steel dealer. Here's some examples. This particular stuff right here, it weighs 14.53 pounds per foot. Now comparing that to 5.5-inch pipe that weighs 14 to 16 pounds per foot, depending upon the wall thickness you get. This material right here is $3.32 a foot during this sale. And I don't know the exact price of the 5.5, but I'm going to guess it's over $4 a foot. So this is an excellent bargain here. Let's look at something else. This material right here is a 3.5 square with a 3/16 wall. Now it weighs 8.15 pounds per foot. Now wouldn't this make some gorgeous line posts? But to give you an idea of the strength of this stuff, this weighs more than 2 7/8 does. It weighs more than 2 7/8 drill stem, but it's cheaper than 2 7/8 drill stem during this sale. We're going to sell this while it lasts for $1.67 a foot. This is 2x4, 14 gauge, new reject, structural steel tubing, and it is excellent to you. I mean, some people could make fence rails out of this and use a 3.5 or 4-inch square post, which we have that as well. But we have guys that use this a lot instead of a C-purlin. It's a whole lot stronger, it's heavier, but at 70 cents a foot, you can't beat it. If you wanted a pin that was really stout, a bull pin or something like that, you'd use this 2x4 11 gauge, and at $1.10 a foot, we're talking about the price of used 2 3/8 drill stem, and it's definitely cheaper than new 2 3/8 drill stem. Just think what you could do with this material. This is a 1-inch square, so if it were round, it would be like 1.25 inches, but it's an 11 gauge, so it's considerably thicker. As a matter of fact, this weighs 1.44 pounds per square foot, so you can say it's 40% heavier. And you can make great fence panels out of it, make rails in your fence with it. And what are we going to sell this for? We're going to sell this while it lasts for 30 cents a foot. We've got big stuff too. I mean, we're all the way up to 4x12. Now what I'm looking at right here, this is some 4x6 with a 3/8 wall. And if you were to call your local steel company and get a price on this right now, you'd be looking at $11 a foot or better. And we're going to sell this for $4.23 a foot. The new reject pipe, new reject square and rectangular tubing, you know, we can't just pick up the phone and order it. There's only so much of it available. So please, if you're interested in any of this material, give us a call. I mean, we've got pages and pages. We've just talked about a few of the sizes that we have. You know, I don't know, 100, maybe 200 different sizes and wall thicknesses of this material, but the good sizes will go fast. So please give us a call today while we have this sale in effect. We're going to do this. Anytime you like and share our post, your name will be entered into a drawing, and you've got your choice. You can pick one of the famous GoBob hay conserver feeders, or if you prefer, we'll give you a his and hers Stetson 6X beaver hat. And all you got to do, if this is one you select, give us the color you want and the size hat you wear, and we'll ship it to you. Folks, we appreciate your help.